Hello there. Wanted to show you for our first ever doing a series before, and this is going to be all about animals and nature, things that were like created around our world and our earth. So we're going to get started with what we had learned from this past Saturday, what I like to call our natural world. Chapter 1. At least it's going to be the first part. So, our natural, so with letter N's, natural world chapter. C is kind of like down here, like right here, chapter. So it's so that's how you kind of drag it across the chapter. So chapter 1. Okay, and so we're going to be learning about pets, P-E-T-S, different kinds of pets. And we're also going to be learning about bugs and animals that can hop, fly, and crawl. Okay? So, and then we're going to do like 2 different kinds of bonuses. So let's start with number 1, with different kinds of pets. All right, and these are kind of more for like common ones. You may have maybe you actually have an animal that's very specific for you, very different or unique, and that's cool. But I wanted to at least go for those animals that are more commonplace. If you actually do have a kind of animal like that, let me know in the comments, and I can be able to maybe show you either the sign for that, maybe later on in the series, or maybe there's a way that I can be able to kind of show you how to be able to sign it by researching myself if I just don't know, or to just let you know as soon as I can. All right, so first we're going to get started with different kinds of pets. Right, so there are 4 different ways of signing the word dog, okay, D-O-G. And that's actually one way to do it. You actually finger spell it D-O-G, but you kind of make it look like it's a snap, okay? So D-O-G. So you do it really quickly. Now look to the side, D-O-G, 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 D-O-G. So that's actually one way of signing it, D-O-G, D-O-G. Another way is actually finger spelling it, D-O-G, and then slapping at your thigh. Kind of like if you were to get a dog to come, that's how you would do it. So you could finger spell it and then slap your thigh. That's the second way. The third way is to just slap your thigh. Or the fourth way is to snap and then slap. So because D-O-G looks like you're snapping, by finger spelling it really quickly, it kind of really looks very similar to like a snapping motion. So you can do finger spell D-O-G, D-O-G slap, or snap slap. So those are 4 different ways that I found to be able to sign just for one word, dog. All right, second one is cat. So you're going to have F's in both hands, and you're going to make like whiskers for a cat. So cat. I've seen it where you can use one hand or both hands. Either is acceptable. I just think it looks really cool just to be able to kind of emphasize like cat. Bird. This is bird. It's going to be using like your G hand to kind of make like a little beak. Bird. Maybe some of you may have different kinds of fish. So there's 2 ways that I've seen it. I've seen it where you can just kind of wave your hand like this. I kind of have like a little bit of like very like waving flexibility in my hands. So if it kind of looks like a flag waving, that's just how I am. So you can just kind of either do this way, or you can point to the base of your dominant hand and just kind of wave it like that. So it's also, so you can kind of like wiggle it this way also. You can either do it very stiff like this, or you can kind of make like a undulating motion with your hands. So either like this, like flapping, or waving. All right. Next one is mouse. And that goes like this. You take just one hand, your number one hand, and brush it on your nose. Mouse. Okay? Then there's rat, the letter R. Rat. So we may pet rats. I don't like rats. That's just me. But I think mice are really just so cute. But that's a rat. And then hamster. I've seen two ways of signing it. One is H by doing this, hamster. And then there's doing the H and putting it around, like it's making a circle around the nose. So hamster or hamster. Okay. The next one is bunny or rabbit. You're going to have H hands both ways, and you're going to cross them in front of you like this, and you're just going to kind of wave them like this is like the bunny ears. So this is the way that I've learned. And then the second way is actually kind of putting it to the head like this, but kind of putting it down this way. That's also the other sign for the word rabbit or bunny. This is my husband's favorite sign, turtle. So you're going to make your dominant hand kind of more like a cupped fashion, and you're going to have your non-dominant hand kind of make like a letter A. And the thumb is going to be kind of up, but you put your dominant hand on top, and this is the shell of the turtle. And you wiggle your thumb. Turtle. Next one is you may have a pet frog or toad. They're kind of similar. Actually, they are the exact same thing. So you're going to take like number 3, but you're going to be kind of using this flicking motion with your index and middle finger against your thumb, but you do that underneath your jaw. So it's like you're kind of doing like the croak movements of a frog or a toad. So this is frog. Next one, you may have a pet snake. Right? You're going to have number 2, but you're going to hook it, and you're going to start from like the corner of your mouth and just kind of snake. It's going to be kind of like curved right here and then swooping it down, almost making like the shape of a slide. Snake. And then the last one that I saw signed for, which I thought was really cool, is a lizard. You're going to have a U-shaped hand, and you're going to kind of make 2 points by your mouth, here and here, top to bottom. And it's kind of mimicking like the tongue, like that. Kind of like that kind of motion. So this is lizard. That was the last one, at least that I saw for pets. My sister was able to join me for doing the session, and so she has a pet horse, so I showed her the sign for that. Remember, bunny was like this. Flip it around, and this is horse. This is a horse. There are, I'm sure, a lot of different pets that are out there. But as far as I know, those are the only ones that I am aware that actually do have an actual sign for. Lots of animals don't really have a specific sign just because there's so many animals that are out there. But from what I'm able to tell is if you know an animal in particular, you would probably sign to whatever is closest to that animal, and then you can either finger spell it out or you can be able to describe what it does. A good example would probably be a guinea pig. I wasn't able to find at least an ASL version of that sign in particular, but I would probably guess you can say it's kind of like a hamster, and you would finger spell Guinea Pig, and you can describe that they run on a wheel, they actually drink water like that, or they eat what do they eat? Like carrots, different vegetables, I'm not sure exactly what guinea pigs eat, to be honest. But that's a way to kind of like help the at least describing if you have one that wasn't listed on here, or maybe you're just really not sure how to be able to sign a particular animal if it doesn't really have a sign. Maybe later on down in the future there could be a sign created for that animal in particular. But as far as I know, I don't know of any sign for guinea pig. Maybe later on there may be one created, but as of right now, currently, there is none. All right, so that's all for pets. So our second one is going to be all about different kinds of bugs and crawly animals. All right, so here we go. All about different kinds of bugs. So this is the sign for bug. You have like a number 3, and we put it by your nose and you just kind of like scrunch around like this. And that's actually also the same thing for fly. Fly. You can also do bug and then FLY to finger spell that out if you want to get more specific. Next one is ant. So you're going to have your non-dominant hand be more like a fist down here. And you're going to have your dominant hand kind of have like as a number 2, but you're going to hook that a little bit. So that's like the little feelers or antenna. And you're just going to kind of go around like this. Okay, this is ant. You can either kind of like alternate them or you just kind of like scrunch them around at the same time. So this is ant. Bee, like B-E-E. So this is a very intriguing one. I'm not sure why it's set up this way, but you have like a number 8 by the corner of your mouth, and then you're just going to kind of keep it there for just a little bit, and then you just swat it away. So this is B. So B. I don't know if it's like typically people swatted away bees from their mouth, I guess. I'm really not sure. But this is the sign for B. The next one is worm. I've seen 2 ways of doing it. I've seen where you have your non-dominant hand where like your palm is out a little bit, and then you kind of make with your dominant finger, index finger, and you just kind of wiggle it. So this is worm. Or also, which is the same for this one right here. So either wiggle it down this way, like make like little waves, or you can kind of scrunch over here, worm. And this is also the same sign for caterpillar. Or I've also seen caterpillar this way. You kind of have it like kind of crawl up your arm. Okay? And kind of keeping that same shape, do like an X kind of hands, and then put them by your mouth like this. This is beetle. All right. All right, our next one is cricket. I thought this one was so cute. All right, so you have kind of like your 3, but it's going to kind of scrunch down a little bit. So you're just kind of making something really small and tiny. And along your arm, you're just going to kind of hop it around like this. Cricket. It's like it's hopping. Chirp, 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 chirp. Next sign will be grasshopper. So instead of 3, it's going to be number 2. Just like for hop. This is to hop, like if someone were jumping. But you just kind of hop, 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 hop. This is grasshopper. All right. Remember for turtle, how we had like shell on top like this? You're going to be doing this kind of the same concept for snail. All right. There are 2 ways to do that. Same thing, like if you were to keep that same shape for grasshopper, you can kind of make these like the little eye stalks, and you just kind of wiggle your hand up the arm like really slowly. You can also alternate the fingers real slowly because they move their little eye stalks around constantly. So that's one way of doing it. And then the second way, just kind of like turtle, where you have your non-dominant hand on top, and you're just going to kind of hold that there like this. And then you're just going to kind of move the little eye stalks around. Okay, so this is also snail. You can also kind of scrunch it around inside the shell, and then we kind of like just slowly come out again kind of thing. So that's Snail. All right, the next one is Mosquito. Two different signs for that. First one is you're going to be kind of making like S's with your hands. And you could be doing like the motion of an old-fashioned drill. I don't know if you've ever seen these kind of things. If you've seen a drill like this before, way back when, you'd be kind of doing the same thing right by the nose. So it's like, basically it's a nose drill. That's what mosquitoes do. They drill right into your skin. So that's one way of signing Mosquito. The other one that I saw is you take like your F hand, and you tap it right on your skin, kind of like at your hand or your arm. Maybe if you actually do show where your mosquito bite is, you just kind of tap it and then slap. Tap and slap. Okay, so it's almost like if the mosquito came to bite you, you smack it kind of thing. Mosquito. All right. The next few ones are actually kind of more what I like to call like a transitional way of signing different bugs. I just think this was so cool. All right. We're going to start with H hands, kind of like you did with bunny, but you're going to be kind of putting it up in the air like this. This, like that. This is dragonfly. Dragonfly. So it's like you're making the wings of a dragonfly, and you're kind of having it fly around. And now you're going to be, to change it to the next bug, you're going to be taking all of your fingers out and hooking your thumbs together, and this is butterfly. Butterfly. Now, you take the same hands, and you just kind of switch your hands over so now the palms are down, spread your fingers wide, and kind of scrunch them up a little bit and wiggle. If you can't guess what this is spider. Spider. And if you if you put your fingers together and cup them, kind of do this. This is ladybug. Ladybug. Now there's also a sign that I've seen, very kind of old-fashioned way of signing it is woman and then bug, like ladybug. I just kind of feel that's a little bit outdated, but this I thought was pretty cool because it's like the wing cases of a ladybug that kind of pop out and kind of fly. All right, and this is my favorite sign from all today. So kind of spreading fingers wide again, you're going to take your non-dominant hand down, and you're going to be kind of making just like the spider hand, but the top one is an X, like an X shape. And if you can't guess what this is scorpion. I just thought this was so cool. It's an amazing like concept to be able to put this together. So whoever had created this is just, I love it. Absolutely love the visual aid to it. So that's all of the bugs and crawly kind of animals that I was able to find. If there was a bug that was not listed on here, let me know. I can be able to at least try to research as much as I can. This was very tricky to try to find bugs like this specific. Most of the time you would, if you can't really find a sign for it, it's like you can say bug and then you can finger spell it. Or like I said, emphasized before, if it's close to what you're describing, like a moth per se, you can sign butterfly because it looks like a butterfly, but it's finger spelled M-O-T-H, moth. So I hope that's able to kind of help you maybe understand a little bit, because not every animal is going to have their actual sign for that. So here are a few example sentences that I was able to kind of come up with. First one is maybe asking, what is your favorite animal? You can say, you can ask it as this way. Like your favorite animal is what? So whoever it is that you're talking to, either if they're right in front of you or if they're off to the side, if you're kind of chatting with somebody. So like I said, your possessives are like a directional kind of sign. So it'd be like your favorite animal is what? This is the sign for what? W-H-A-T, what? So your favorite animal is what? And you would reply what your favorite animal is. We'll use the list from everything that from all the animals that we learned from today as an example. So you can say, for me, I can say my favorite animal is a dragonfly. Dragonfly. I just think they're so cool. I also do love cats. I love cats. So those are my favorite animals. But yours may be very different. Another maybe example sentence would be kind of more of a question. You can say like, did you see that animal? We'll use grasshopper for an example. Like, did you see the grasshopper? You can say, this is how you would actually ask it in a question. You would probably maybe get someone's attention by either kind of waving in front of them, like hey, 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 or you can tap the shoulder, be just like, hey, 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 did you see that grasshopper? You see that? They say, so did you see that grasshopper? Okay, so we wouldn't say, did you see that? It wouldn't be you see that. It'll be, did you see that grasshopper? Okay, did you see that grasshopper? Do you kind of understand? Because it's just kind of directing their attention to what it is that you're looking at. I mean, the grasshopper may be over here, or whatever it is the animal, wherever it is in relation to where you want the person's attention to go, whether it be here, wherever. So you would actually ask, hey, did you see that grasshopper? So you make sure you try to direct the attention to where you want the person to know what it is that you're looking at. And they can reply, oh, look at that cool grasshopper. Or it could be a really cool frog, or whatever it would be. So, oh, like, wow. This is like the sign for like, whoa, wow. Or you can even sign, wow, W-O-W, wow, look at that cool grasshopper, frog, whatever it is that you're trying to direct about, like a really cool animal. So let's go over that just one more time. Hey, did you see that grasshopper? Whoa, look at that cool grasshopper. So that's how you would kind of sign like that kind of example sentence. So here we are going to we did two different kinds of bonuses. The first one, which you may have probably already done from last Saturday. So this is how we signed it from that Saturday afternoon. Okay, so it said to remember. So remember on your clock, 1 hour ahead tonight. Why? Because of daylight savings time. Okay, I'm going to repeat that. I'll do it again, and I'll just kind of a little bit of elaboration. So remember. It's like kind of like thumbs up, but you're taking from your temple and putting it down from one thumb to the other. So remember clock. So like the letter C, but with just your index and thumb. Clock. 1 hour. So this is the sign for hour. Okay, and we'll be learning about different times and days and how time actually is used for signing eventually. But this is the sign for 1 hour. Hour. You just kind of like loop it around with your dominant hand, just 1 hour, just like that. Ahead. So if you were to do to go ahead is using F's, and you take your dominant hand, you just kind of like, just kind of bounce it in front to ahead. This will be behind, so this is kind of setting it behind. That's if you were to do it during the fall time, if you were to set an hour behind. But this time we had to do it to set an hour ahead. Why? Why? So this is like your whole hand is up by your temple, but you wave your middle finger towards like your temple. You'd be like Y, daylight, D, savings, S, time, T, D, S, T. So we'll do that one more time, but just real quick. So remember on your clocks, 1 hour ahead, Y, daylight savings time. Okay? So we learned all of that really quickly. And then the last one was probably maybe something that you maybe have celebrated. St. Patrick's Day. All right, so we're going to be learning a few signs about St. Patrick's Day. All right, so I found out that the sign for St. Patrick's Day is from pinch. Pinch. It's kind of like you're like taking a piece, like if you were literally doing like a pinch and twist with somebody. So it's like you're taking your index finger and your thumb, and you kind of come over by here by your non-dominant like arm, like upper arm, maybe shoulder, and just kind of taking it down here and just kind of pinch and twist. St. Patrick's. So this is St. Patrick's, and then day. So it's number one hand, and you kind of go down. Okay, this is like the day, like the sun in the sky is setting. So day, St. Patrick's Day. You can also sign it Happy St. Patrick's Day. And it came from what country? This is country, so letter Y, and you kind of rub it kind of around your elbow. Not sure why this is the sign for country, but I just kind of follow along. So it came from where? Where? Sign for where? Where? Ireland. Ireland. So there are two signs for Ireland in Irish. The old way is the sign for potato. This was at one point the sign to do Ireland because of the Great Potato Famine. Potato. So it's like two. It's like the letter V, but or the number 2, and then you just kind of hook it a little bit, make like a little circle and down, little circle and tap. Potato. And the new way of signing it is taking your, like a letter B, and just kind of waving it right by your forehead, like at your forehead. So almost like a salute, but you just kind of wave it a bit. So this is Ireland, or Irish now. And it happens on what day? March, M-A-R, 17th. 17th. So March 17th. We'll be learning about months as well later on. And what colors are associated with St. Patrick's Day? Which ones? Gold. Remember gold from our first lesson? Gold. So it's like Y, but we don't have to furrow our brows or anything like that because we're not asking a question. We keep them out. Gold. And green. Green. Letter G. Green. And I learned about a SHAMROCK, shamrock, or a clover. I don't know if there's really a difference, but it really looks the same. So you can do two ways of doing that. You can finger spell it, shamrock, and then you can have your non-dominant finger pointing up, and then you can make with like your dominant hand like a flat palm, and you can make the shape of the leaves, like 1, 2, 3, 4, like a lucky clover. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Or you can make like the shape of it with both of your indexes like this. Okay, you can do it this way, or you can do it that way. So either way is acceptable. Then you can also, what happens a lot when it comes to on St. Patrick's Day is hopefully feeling good and lucky. So there's his favorite, and now this is lucky. So you twist it out, or luck means the same thing. So if you wanted to wish someone good luck, instead of saying good luck, you can say good luck. So it's luck and then self. Okay, luck and then self. So good luck. There's also association with leprechauns, and you're kind of making the shapes of ears, and it's also the same sign for elf. So you take your indexes and your thumbs and you're just kind of making pointy ears. So this is leprechaun. And I'm going to get a little dorky here. During St. Patrick's Day, you may be able to see at the rainbow. What happens at the bottom of the rainbow? Oh, you see there's a big old pot of gold. I'm sorry, I really had to. So, remember rainbow from our first lesson? 4s, and you just kind of make like arches. And then here at the bottom is what? Pot. You make like the big pot, like you're shaping like the bottom, and then you just kind of make the shape of the top of it, like this is the mountain of gold that's on there. So at the rainbow, what's there at the bottom that we always try to find? It is a big old pot of gold. So that finishes up for St. Patrick's Day bonus. And then I was asked 4 different types of words if there are signs associated. So the first one is medicine, medicine, medicine. So non-dominant palm is up, and then you take your middle finger from dominant and you just kind of put it right in the center and just kind of wiggle it. And this goes for both like drinking, and also for pills. So it's kind of like pill, pop in a pill. Index and thumb pop in a pill, or to drink. Okay. The second one is candle. So non-dominant finger is up, and then you just put it right at the base, just kind of like we did with fish earlier, but it's kind of pointed up this time. Fingers spread, and then you wiggle them. Candle, kind of like the flame of the candle. Now, if you wanted to elaborate like the kind of candle, you sign candle first, and then you can kind of either emphasize maybe like its size, it was a big candle, or if it was an elaborated candle like a menorah, it would be very you would kind of like make like the hand shapes to classifiers, and we would just kind of emphasize the shapes to it. Or it could be candles that were hanging on top of the Christmas tree, so they were candle, boom, 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 boom. So that's how you would sign for candle. The third word was crouton. And as far as I know, there is no sign for this. I tried looking it up and I was not able to find it. But you can describe about it. For instance, you can say that it's like dried. This is bread that's all dry, and then you would just cut it up into like little pieces, and then you like sprinkle it onto your salads. So that's how you would sign crouton, which you really don't. You're just describing it. You just finger spell it first and then describe it. And then the last one, number 4, is soup. So you take like U shape. And we'll be learning about different kinds of food later on too for other lessons. Trust me, there's a lot of things I really want to teach y'all. So this is sign for soup. And you're just going to be kind of like using it as kind of like to scoop it from a bowl into your mouth. Soup. Okay? So that's everything for this lesson for today. I hope you have been practicing from like previous lessons before. And I hope you've been having a wonderful time being able to actually learn along with me. Because this has been an enjoyable experience for me constantly. But I hope you really didn't take my whole Irish thing like too seriously, because I like to laugh at myself sometimes. But I hope you had yourself a wonderful St. Patrick's Day, and that you got yourself enough sleep, even though it was daylight savings time. But I'm looking forward to the next lesson that we're going to be doing. I'm still planning that out for what we're going to be learning about our natural world, chapter 2. Love y'all. See you. Bye.